Hello again, everyone. Libertators here. We are at level 1 gaming in Lake Charles, Louisiana, getting this little game on the road. We got some work trip, and we're redeeming the time with a game here. So we're gonna have Kruleboyz versus Cities of Sigmar with the elves again here. And our list is going to be a Grinnin Blades list. We're going to be 9 drops. We're going to have a Wizard Finders battalion. It's going to consist of this Murknob, Belcha-banna, 2 units of 20 Gutrippas, and we have an allied Skitterstrand Arachnarok for the mobility there. Trying him out. Came down to 170 after the battle scroll, so we're going to try him out. We have a battle regiment and an Entoran Acolytes battalion with these 2 shamans in here. This guy is going to have Blizzard, and he'll have Choking Mist. We're going to have our general is going to be the Sludgeraker with Egomaniak and the Eyebiter Ash artifact for -1 to hit. Gobsprakk with all of his tech, and the Gnashtoof here with the Fasten Hero Phase mount trait. If you saw the last game we played with the Kruleboyz, you saw that was put to good use with some save stacking. 1 unit of 6 Bolt Boys and 1 unit of 10 Hobgrots to round it out at 2,000 on the dot. Okay.
Cities of Sigmar, Greywater Fastness. It's going to be Dark Elves once again, kind of playing it more of a shooting, burglary bomb style army of these chariots. As you can see, the little archers are going to be played as the Scourge Runner chariots. I'm going to have 2 units of 3 of those. I'm going to have 2 units of 2 sorcerers. One's going to have the Anklet Epiphany and Tentacle Blades. The other one's going to have Armbolt Hex for the 2d6 battle shock. I'm going to have 2, I don't even remember what they're called.
Corsairs, General?
Privateers,
whatever
they're called, we'll figure it out. Then I'm going to have 3 units for my back line of the Drake Spawn Knights. And I'm going to have the Gutrippaz for that 12-inch aura of no inspiring presence, etc. And the general is going to be the Dreadlord on Black Dragon, carrying the Unparalleled Duelist command trait and 1 unit of 20 Dark Shards to round out the list. Be doing a lot of shots. Try to attack into that +1 to attacks characteristics from all out attack with the Scourge Privateer chariots.
And your grand strategy?
Banners raised high. I don't have the banners attached to all of the Drake Spawn, but we have them noted down so we know which one.
Yep. Hello everyone, here we are. Today we're playing the Frigid Zephyr, which is going to be we're going to have a squall. It's going to limit the visibility to 12 inches for the first battle round. At the start of the second battle round, we'll roll and see if the total lets up. So this will affect our spell ranges and shots, any missile attacks, 3 objectives, hold 1, 2, or more. Here's our deployment. We got our Skitterstrand Arachnarok off board over here, just kind of deployed wholly within 12 of buff ranges for these gentlemen, 12 inches for him, and just kind of looking to make a play on these objectives. Gobsprakk within 30 inches of all of his wizards. What you got going on over here?
Just a castle formation, protecting all my shooting stuff, front and center with the Gutrippaz. I figured that was probably the best choice.
Looking really nice here. We did our Kruleboyz dirty tricks. We picked Noisy Racket as is tradition for -1 to wound, and then we also picked Lethal Surprise. Rolled our 3 dice, did not get any 4-ups, so nothing there. We have been issued turn 1 by the elf. And we're going to take our Battle Tactic of Magical Dominance. Going into turn 1 for Kruleboyz. Here we are at the end of Kruleboyz turn 1. We did get Magical Dominance with our Shaman right here. We got Choking Mist off on the Gutrippaz and this unit right here. We stopped there for Magical Dominance. We handed out our +1 to save to this Gutrippa unit and to this Gutrippa unit. We got Gobsprakk within 30 still of his 2 wizards. And we just moved up to tag these objectives here. Got our Gnashtoof within 12, or within 3 inches for the battle shock. Everything wholly within 12 over here. Brought down the spider to threaten a counterattack on this objective should he come in on that side. And we got 1, 2, and more for the turn. Going into the elf. Turn 1. All right.
Alright, end of movement phase for turn 1 for the Cities of Sigmar Dark Elves. Kind of moved up in line. Never played against Kruleboyz. Trying to, also, time is a factor. So we're trying to go a little bit quick. It's now 7 o'clock. So we're just trying to make some things happen. Used advance in formation for a few units here and there to give me some extra movement to try to mitigate the 12-inch inability to shoot because of the storm.
Right.
Just trying to get as much damage done in the shooting phase as possible early on before I get smashed in the combat phase. So that's the end of the move.
Yep, and your magical dominance battle tactic went off.
Yes, but I did a primal miscast and did a bunch of damage to myself.
Yep, we tried Gobsprakk with his 3d6 and then added a primal, but just missed it. We needed a 4-up on the primal. We got a 2. So going into the charge phase and shooting phase.
Sigmar turn 1. Took magical dominance. We already covered that though. End of the shooting phase, I went ahead and killed Gobsprakk. I had 15-inch movement for these guys because I used advanced formation, was able to get on top of this thing, got within the 12 inches, killed him with the repeating crossbows. Actually didn't do enough with the harpoon bows.
3 damage each against monsters hurts.
Yeah, that minus 1 to wound hurt. Did a few damage here on these guys. I had to split my attacks with these 3 chariots. Shot the, whatever they're called.
Hobgrots.
Got Hobgrots, and then this guy, and then shot this guy, split them all up. Did a little bit of damage here, there, and yon. Debated on whether or not I wanted to make this charge here, or just hold back. Making this charge is worth 2 points, so I went ahead and rolled it to see. Got the 8-inch charge that I needed with the +1 for the horn blower. Made it in and killed Hobgrot, scoring 5 points for my turn. And going into the roll-off. Big one.
All right, Kruleboyz win ties, so we'll go into Kruleboyz turn. Here we are at the end of the charge phase for the Kruleboyz. We did some, we took as our battle tactic, led into the Maelstrom. We moved up and shot with the Bolt Boys into this chariot unit. We killed 1. 4 wounds. We put our elixir, our poison on this unit of Gutrippaz, and this one we've gone in. We finished the Gnashtoof. Spider moved up, charged in there. And we just did our roar on the Gutrippaz and stomped over here with the spider. And you stomped with the dragon and roared with the Gutrippaz.
You got a countercharge in with the dragon.
Got a countercharge in with the dragon. So we're going into the Kruleboyz combat phase, turn 2. All right, here we are at the bottom of the turn for Kruleboyz. We charged in and we did a Waaagh with our general and activated both of the units of Gutrippaz, lifted the chariots. This Drake spawn unit took some damage back from the countercharged dragon and lost about 8 or so guys here. Inspiring presence them on the end. Gnashtoof did barely anything. The spider took back this objective. And we got 1-2 more led into the Maelstrom battle tactic. So looking at 10 to 5 going into elf turn. True.
Into the shooting phase, storm Cities of Sigmar, turn 2. Killed the spider to the wound with these killer harpoons, which kind of sucked. I was hoping they would live with like 1 wound so I could charge in, because my battle tactic is going to be strike without warning. I was hoping this unit would be my to get a charge. Split shots, put all the repeaters into him, did nothing. The dragon did quite a lot of wounds into this unit, just shooting, killed 4. Fired the rest of these guys into this unit, killed another 4. Going into charge phase for elves. End of turn 2 for elves. A list of gigantic blunders all the way across the board. Failed my battle tactic. Then he left. I like a fool, stomped these guys, and he pulled the one guy that kept me within 3 inches, so I couldn't even pile in and do any attacks there. Just a complete, just a horrible turn in general. Scored 3 points in the end. Lost. Tried to I charged in with the chariots because I thought I still had a chance to get my battle tactic for 2 points, and I thought it'd be worth it, but ended up losing a bunch, and I might lose some battle shot. Now,
It's a backstreet.
The Sludgeraker killed 2 of the chariots.
no, didn't lose any battle.
Yep. So that scores you 1 for this objective and 2 and more for that objective over there for 3 points. And that's going to bring us 10 to 7. Favorite Kruleboyz and turn 3 roll off. Okay, you have choice with the elves.
I'll have to take it, and then we'll probably end up talking it out after this.
Okay, elves, turn 3.
Turn 3 for Cities of Sigmar Elves. I won the roll off. I took it. Battle tactic is going to be intimidate the invaders. This is after the shooting phase. I went ahead and moved this guy up and put this guy over. All that attack here did a bunch of damage here, but shrugged it all off. I shot the dragon into here, did a few extra wounds. Shot the blanking on their name. Shot these guys into here, killed that unit, and
Gutrippers are dead there.
Gutrippers are dead there, thank goodness. And moving into the charge phase for City of Sigmar, I have revealed 2 strike them down orders on these 2 units. I have a cheeky little sorceress hiding in that building, suffering deadly every turn.
And you got this this dragon tentable blades off on him. I tried for a rally on this unit, rolled 15 dice, and got 1 Gutrippa back so before they died. So could have been better. Going in the charge phase.
Into Cities of Sigmar turn 3, I took Intimidate the Invaders, successfully completed it, scored 5 points at the end of the turn, lost the dragon, because I have no idea how to play this game apparently. So basically looks like it's probably going to be over at the end of his turn at this point. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, the dragon went in and killed the Gnashtoof because he had tendril blades and did some good damage to the actually no, the Gutrippaz went into him and did a bunch of failed hits to himself and his artifact of what?
Command trait, unparalleled duelist.
Yeah, so they did failed hits, did mortal wounds back to them, killed him down to 1 guy with 1 wound. We inspired him. Drake spawn knights, we split attacks, 3-inch range stuff from the Sludgeraker went into the dragon, actually killed him, spiked a couple mortals, and the rest went into the Drake spawn knights. We did the snatch and grab once per game to kill 1 more model. We're hoping to finish that unit off, but they're still here. So he scored 5 points for his turn. Going to the bottom of turn 3, the score is for Kruleboyz, score is 13 to 10 in favor of the elves. Okay, here we are into the shooting phase for Kruleboyz, bottom of turn 3. We took as our battle tactic, take that, you suckers, to do 10 wounds or mortal wounds and not take 10 back. We shot into these shooty elves over here with our bolt boys, and we killed however many that is. So we've done 10 or more, most likely. And we did not retreat these guys out, and we did not move these guys because we didn't want to redeploy on these guys to get outside the bolt boy range. And we're going to go into the charges. Here we are at the bottom of end of Kruleboyz turn 3. We did indeed charge in with the Gutrippaz here and wiped the dark shards. We took 1 on the Unleash Hell, so we only took 1 mortal wound or 1 wound back, and we did more than 10 wounds, so we got our battle tactic, and we stomped this Drake spawn knight. So we got 5 points there, bringing us to 15 to 13, and a roll off to probably talk out our game here. The elf player re-rolls because it's cocked. That's a 3, and the Kruleboyz have a 4. So we'll go into Kruleboyz and talk out the game and come back with a recap for you. Here we are, we talked it out. It's Kruleboyz, top of turn 4. We want to roll off, so we take it, and by the end of this turn we would have tabled the elf player. Our battle tactic for this turn would be intimidate the invaders. We can easily move our units out of our deployment zone at this point, and then we have surround and destroy set up with the Belcha-banna counting for this board edge, and then this board edge with the Shaman, and then he can easily just go to that side over the course of 2 turns. Bring in our grand strategy for having the general in enemy territory or a battle line unit for the Waaagh for 23-13 for a Kruleboyz victory. Good game. Thank you very much. Difficult list to fight against with Grinnin blades wise for your shooting, you were saying?
Yeah, it's I just don't know how to play cities. There was a lot of giant blunders on my point as far as the 3-inch range on things that would have not made a difference in the game as a whole.
For the commands, you mean?
Yeah, would have definitely made a difference for, I guess, my chances. I don't think it would have been a difference between a win and a loss, but it would have been a better showing for the elves.
It's only your second game with them, so we're still working things out. Those the 3 damage on the monsters from the shooting from the chariots was quite devastating. Gobsprakk didn't survive turn 1. The spider wasn't long for the world, so that was pretty scary on my part. I had to commit early and hit that wall and just hope for the best.
Rolled horribly with the dragon the whole game until I got the tentacle blades in there. Just didn't account for the pile-in distance. I had no idea you could do all of that. I've never played against this army before, so that too.
Yeah, it's only like my 3rd game with Kruleboyz. But 3-inch range on the Sludgeraker, melee weapons, 2 of them, that was pretty handy. Got me into the dragon.
And the Gutrippaz.
And the Gutrippaz, so.
And the Dragspawn Knights.
So, not sure about the Skitterstrand Spider. Really like him, happy with the paint job. I think it adds some mobility because he can jump, he can deploy in reserve, and then at the end of the combat phase, he can go back into reserve. So you really have no penalty for failing the 9-inch charge. He comes down outside of 9 inches at the end of the movement phase and can charge. If he fails his charge at the end of the combat, you just put him back in reserve, and you got a monster, 14 wounds on a 4-up that can just pop up anywhere. Can make people think a lot. So we'll see what we can do. Give him some more reps with him. Let us know what you guys think.